And to use Susan Page, big victories for both Donald Trump and for Hillary Clinton. Yet both in the general electorate have these high negatives.
We've never had a presidential election like this before. Never before have we had a nominee for either party have negative ratings over 50%. Both of these candidates do, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So if they end up as their party's nominees, they seem to be on a path toward that. We'll be in uncharted territory on the kind of campaign we're going to see run this fall.
Can Donald Trump achieve the number of delegates he needs to lock it up?
That's a great question. He seems to be on a path. If he has a good night next Tuesday when there are votes in 5 states, 5 mid-Atlantic states, he'd be further on his way. I think there's no possibility he reaches that 1237 number until the June 7th primaries in California, New Jersey, and elsewhere. But there is, I think, a sense at the RNC Rules Committee meeting now in Hollywood, Florida, that establishment Republicans who've been very distressed by the idea of Donald Trump as their nominee are beginning to adjust to the idea that that is the most likely outcome.
And Gardner Harris, Trump keeps saying the system is rigged.
Right. I think what the Republican Party faces are two existential crises here. One is that Donald Trump gets the nomination, and the other is that Donald Trump doesn't get the nomination. I mean, either way, the party as it's been faces a sort of a disastrous situation because Donald Trump is obviously this incredibly difficult, divisive figure for the party. If he's inside the party, how does that affect the party overall? If he's outside the party, if somehow this delegate selection process, this insider process, denies the man who by then will obviously have the most votes, obviously have the most delegates, if they do deny him the nomination, then I think that becomes possibly an existential problem for the party as well. So I don't think that the party has a good choice either way.
And you, Abby, how do you see it?
I largely agree. The part of the problem is that Republicans are facing a kind of doomsday scenario. It's not just about the top of the ticket, it's about everything that comes after it. And what you're seeing is a fear that no matter what happens with Cruz or Trump, the damage has already been done, the brand is already fundamentally broken, and that voters are basically looking at the situation and saying chaos and we don't like it. And not only that, but Cruz and Trump are both attempting makeovers right now of their personalities and their brands. And it might be too little too late. I mean, you hear Cruz talking about his family all the time, Trump talking about being more of a calm politician. And I think both of those things are attempts in the face of, frankly, desperation.
Of course, he went back and forth yesterday after saying he would become more presidential. He got back to calling Senator Cruz a liar, Susan.
So Tuesday night, Donald Trump